sorry.
So what I was saying, what I wanted to talk about is, obviously we've all heard from Claire what the issues, well, the issue she's had was, and I think the main problem there actually, I still say that she is the main concern, but we actually made internally a lot of mistakes around Claire as well, and this is a good lesson in the area of not writing checks that you can't cash, right? We promised Claire a lot of things that we realized later on were untenable. And while I wasn't the one to take away those privileges from Claire, other mods realized that they were untenable and took away those privileges from her. So the takeaway from that for us internally and leadership-wise is we cannot promise people things that we can't fulfill on, right? We shouldn't do that. And that's why I'm typically against making those kinds of concessions, especially if I know I'm not going to be able to follow through with them. To the best of my capability, I only write checks that I know the other party is going to be able to cash. And we should all, and I think that's something we should all learn from and stick to, right? To avoid future problems like that. But I think overall, honestly, we're doing a good thing on here. I think we have management that's a lot more fair than what's on Tom's. I think people are given a little bit more leeway on here. I think we've brought back a lot of members that people want to communicate with that didn't have the opportunity to talk to on Tom's, namely Shamos and Dio. I think we have a good thing going here. And I think we should try to keep it going and, not lose the forest on the account of a few trees, right? We're going to have some disagreements. It's not going to be all smooth sailing, but I think we have a good thing going here.
Every minute.
Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time
with him as an administrator.
You guys.
Dude, shut up.
Dude, he talks the whole fucking time.
Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll open it up to you guys. What are
you said I could go? You said I could take.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Actually, go ahead.
That was a beautiful speech, Sammy. It was, you made me emotional and shit. That was very good.
Okay, I don't want. I want the maximum amount of happiness in the community. So I don't know. Maybe somehow getting more community engagement. Like we actually, especially now that Claire's on this special treatment. And she needs to be modded, and Sam can't mod her. We need a few more mods. We just made capitalism a mod. I doubt he would ever use mods, but so for community involvement and democracy, I thought it would be nice if Sam, don't be lazy now. Make the poll where we have a bunch of people nominated for mods, being a mod, and the community can all vote, and you can't vote more than once because your account is registered when you vote, so we can see what everybody voted for. And
so, I'm sorry to interrupt, but a better way to handle it than the poll is just there's a community forum channel, right? Where it's public, everyone see you can nominate someone to be a mod or admin there. The only rule is you cannot nominate yourself, right? But you can nominate anyone. You can nominate anyone, and we're going to give preference typically to OG, quote unquote, OG members or long-standing members, but really you can nominate anyone. And if we notice that a similar party gets many nominations,
someone muted Sam.
So what was I muted? What was I muted?
Yeah, sorry, I had to mute Sam. Shut the fuck up, motherfucker. I'm just
Jesus.
Well,
do you have mods?
Well, Shamos has mods, so Shamos, don't do that. I mean,
I nominate JJ. I just thought it would be funny, but anyways, you're good.
Wait, how does Shamos have mods?
We gave him mods a while ago. It was a karaoke.
Of the server, and I've never
mods.
I think. No,
hold on. Listen, I've had mods since the inception of this server, since I've been here, and I've never fucking. That was the first time I've ever used them.
Yeah. So, what I mean by that is when we played the initial game, and everyone we knew was given mods. Shamos was one of those people. I noticed that he had mods close early on, but he didn't really use them. So I never took it away from him. I just let him keep it.
I've never used them either, Sam.
Yeah. So no, we're not gonna have that discussion with you later. So
get nominated.
Yeah.
But that's not democratic enough, because then what is it? You're gonna decide who gets the mods. Let's just at least one. Can we at least have one mod? Shut up! I'm fucking talking. What the fuck? Can I have my turn?
Well, I was about to explain exactly what you were asking.
Tom, that guy was just talking, not Tom Rabbit, the other Tom.
Okay.
Was just talking. We're having a meeting, Tom. You can get your turn. Just please, can I take? I just want to discuss one thing. Jesus Christ! Please, can we have at least one mod be chosen by the community? I want to be able to say that we did that. Like the mods shouldn't even be allowed to vote. And I trust in the community to take it seriously. And if that person ends up abusing their mods, then they'll take them away. What's the harm in that, fam?
I don't have any issue with that.
Okay, after we do the nominations, will you make the poll and everybody can vote?
Look, the whole thing is, since you're going to nominate people, setting up a poll like that is going to be annoying. Just use the community feedback channel and nominate who you want. Like, just type in their name there, and whoever gets the most votes, I'll give them the mod role.
Okay.
That's all I was saying. That might be an easier way to do it than setting up a poll.
Okay, and
right?
the mods and admins can't vote. It's up to the community.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a poll that's open to community. What I'm trying to set up is a framework for how we get admins and mods moving forward. And just in general, at any point in time, you can nominate someone to be an admin or mod in the community forum channel. All you have to do is type in a text message saying, I nominate X to be a mod, or I nominate X to be an admin.
Good idea, Godless.
And wait, they can't vote for themselves, but can we also have a fun server event where everybody who wants to gets like 2 minutes to lobby for themselves to be nominated, to be voted for?
Yeah, I wouldn't see an issue with a server.
I'll do that.
Like, we could even have it be more fun than that. We could have like a list of people that rank near the top in terms of nominations, and like for like a few hours they could run a campaign. You know, each of them could give like a little segment or address as to why they should be a mod. And we could make a lot of server events out of it. It could be fun. So I'm open to all that. That's good. I don't have Go ahead.
I have a quick question, Godless. What is Sam's actual role?
Sam is
bro. How did fucking JJ get here, bro?
Well, kick JJ.
JJ is very wanted in the server. We love JJ.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
wouldn't it be hilarious to hear Leet lobby for himself while everybody laughs?
Yeah, my question stands, Godless. I'm really confused.
Godless. No one disrespects me. All right, I'm an OG in here.
We're all
wait.
Go ahead, Bacon.
I was gonna say JJ.
go
He
ahead.
takes care. JJ. He takes care of all the tech stuff with the bots and stuff.
Yeah, and so that I understand. I understand that.
That's
Yes.
not even 100% true.
Okay,
Thea does stuff.
that's not the point. I understand that Sam should have the role of something like a mechanic, right? Like a janitor. He fixes shit and wipes down the machinery and I don't know, puts the gas in the tank, whatever it is, right? But as far as like some kind of content producer, he should have no control over that. That's ridiculous.
No,
He's a fucking
I have
moron.
multiple reasons. I don't know if you guys want me to go through them all, but I have multiple reasons. It would be a pretty long list.
You're lazy and a pushover.
Did you hear what I said though?
What? Wait, what did you say?
Right. I understand he can serve a purpose as some kind of mechanic. But as some kind of content producer, he's garbage.
He's also an asshole and terrible.
That's not true. Sam was like the star, one of the stars of the drama today.
Oh,
Actually, there was
anybody
a
can do
server.
that.
There was a server
What was the
I used
drama?
to be on.
The drama was just Sam abusing me. That's it.
Bro, stop interrupting Jackie while I'm interrupting Jackie. Fuck.
Yeah. There was a server I used to be on that split up admin and mod roles. So like mods couldn't do admin stuff and admins couldn't do mod things, and it seemed to work really well because it's like you're not putting the people who can do all the admin stuff, like the bots and stuff, at risk for like getting criticisms about moderation and stuff. So it kind of is a protective barrier and kind of a checks and balances. But I don't know.
Jackie, I think we're trailing off. Well, no, but we're trailing off. So I just want to make sure we're not lost. I'll let you have the floor with that conversation. right after I speak to what JJ just said.
Sam is garbage.
Hold on. So no. So
that was that was good content right there, Sam.
Yeah. So look, I actually agree with JJ.
Yeah, but that's not because.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Nice.
I actually agree with JJ wholesale, and I don't see my role to be as a content provider or content manager.
Shut the fuck up.
I think.
Then why do you moderate?
Well, no. So there's more to be said. What I see my role more to be is in terms of just providing general management and structure.
I think what the fuck you have multiple intelligent conversations and you have great drama. I don't understand how you can say you're not providing content.
No, I'm not saying that I'm not providing. What I'm saying is I don't even see that as my primary role. The primary role is just to provide management and structure, right? So I manage a lot of like the role permissions. I decide, well, who should be appointed for what? How should X, Y, and Z be managed? How should X, Y, and Z be structured? That's what I handle. If you're just going to say, so, and sometimes, yes. If you're just going to say something like, well, Sam, I think you're kind of boring and you don't provide a lot of content, that's actually conducive to the job description, right? I'm not doing this because I'm an interesting person. To be frank, I actually consider myself to be a relatively boring person. But I think if you're saying that, you have a misunderstanding of what my role is on here. Anyway, Jackie, back to what you were saying. I just didn't want to get sidetracked off that. But go ahead.
Let the record show that Sam agrees with me.
Well, I mean, I did finish what I was saying, but that kind of, like, for the people who weren't here earlier, it kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying about, like, trying to automate as much admin and mod actions as possible to make it as neutral as possible. Because a lot of the very personal conflicts, a lot of very personal conflicts stem from moderation and admin disputes. So that's basically it.
And I agree with that wholesale. Look, and actually that's why one of the things I push for is to have more and more automated processes, primarily through the bot. One thing that allows for is transparency. People can see what happens a lot more easily. They can see how many strikes someone has, quote unquote. Also, what that helps ensure is that the process is objective. You know, it's not about how I feel about X or how I feel about Y. It's just about what's the procedure that's in place and is it being implemented fairly. So I actually agree with that wholesale, and that makes a lot of sense to me. Who else has any? Who's next?
Did I lose connection? Nobody's saying anything? All the whining, all the bitching, and now it's time to air your grievances.
But you don't have to. Airing your grievances is one category thing.
Let Claire say her piece, bro.
I want to know, why is it that Sam...
Oh, no, I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry. Actually, go ahead.
I want to know, why is it that Sam is allowed to take the high road by, like, completely dismissing everything I was concerned by, muting me and ignoring me, and then just going on a bloviating rant about how he doesn't have to care that I have, like, schizophrenia or mental issues, and that he's not going to have to deal with it, and I should just be happy to be here, what the fuck ever. Like, if you have a problem with what I'm saying, Sam, address the content. Don't make fun of me for having fucking brain damage and mental disorders. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'll address it, right? Look, all I was trying to say with those comments is just that it's going to be a lot of stressful work that I don't think I'm interested in doing, any of. Well, hold on. I'm not done talking, right? That I don't think I'm interested in doing, or I don't think the other mod members are interested. Look, Claire, I'll be frank with you. You are difficult to manage, and that's why a lot of the mods. And she's deafened. But anyway, I'll address her concern.
She bullies people when they mod her. So Sia and me and Bacon Bone and Andercus are afraid to do it.
Yeah, so actually,
we have to take that responsibility, though.
Yeah, so let me finish what I was about to say. The whole point is, for many reasons, Claire is difficult to manage, to the extent that many of the other mods and admins don't manage her. And it was actually brought to my feet. I was the only person who was managing Claire, right? When she would disrupt an ongoing conversation, or she would harass some other member on this platform. And all I was saying by that is, it's ridiculous to hold me liable for your mental health issues. It really is ridiculous to do that. Hold on. I'm not done talking. I'm not done talking. Look, Claire.
We're having a back and forth here, dude. That's kind of a cheap shot. Don't you agree?
I personally don't think so. Just be quiet for a second. I personally don't think it's a cheap shot. It's just me confronting reality, right? So I'm just trying to be as transparent as possible. Anyway, look. I don't want to. Oh my God! I'm not done, Claire. When I'm done, I'll. Okay. I'll yield some time to you. Go ahead.
You think the reason?
Why aren't the mods doing something about Claire? Because they're scared of her.
Bro, stop interrupting her, man. She barely had a chance to speak.
Let her talk. I'll let her interject. Go.
Your argument is that because I'm mentally ill, that's why I was aggressively pursuing you about disagreements on moderation, and therefore you could ignore my complaints because I'm just mentally ill, and that's my only motivation, and therefore you don't have to address my concerns. That's what you were saying. Is it really your opinion that the reason that I'm behaving in a way that you don't like is because I'm mentally ill, or is it because I'm angry at you and you don't want to address what I'm angry at you about?
I think it's I'm going to answer this, but give me some time. I think it's a combination of both. Right. And all I said, actually, if you listen to the language, is that you are difficult to manage.
That is not what you said. Who was here for his rant about how it's not his problem that I'm mentally ill? And
I'm talking about what I said. Hold on. I'm talking about what I said right now. I said that earlier.
What you said right
because okay, look, I did insult you for having mental issues earlier. Yes, I was angry with you and I did insult you. If you want to hold on, and if you want to crucify me for that, fine. I'll take whatever's associated with it. But I'm trying to resolve the issue.
What I want to know.
So I'm not done talking. I'm not done talking, Claire. Right? I don't think.
Talking about my concerns, you just attacked my mental illness instead of talking about the concerns.
If you be quiet, right now I didn't. I said you are difficult to manage. I wasn't even talking about your mental health right now. Let me finish. So let me
answer the question.
So now this is going to be the time when moderators step in because I'm not being allowed to speak.
Can't you just address her issues, please, Sam?
So hold on.
She has all the mods. We're all like.
Yeah. So all the other mods here, I want you to intervene if she interrupts because I agreed not to, and I want to stick to what I agreed to. So anyway, right. What I'm saying is that Claire is difficult to manage. She historically has been. And whether it's due to anger or some other issue, I don't want to attribute blame to. I'm just dealing with the facts on the ground. So that's why she's frequently muted. And I will say this in my case, every single time I have muted or moderated Claire, it has been because she has been in a clear violation of our policies and guidelines. Every single time. And people know this. Again, she's trying to interrupt. Please. Thank you. And people know this about Claire. Anyway, look, I'll be as transparent as possible. I have a problem with Claire. I think she's very annoying as a person, but I don't want to have a problem with Claire. And the day that Claire wants to come to the table and say, look, Sam, I want to fix this, my signature's already on it. I want to be the person who steps forward and says, look, let's fix this. And I actually agreed to a compromise that was proposed by the other staff members, where I wouldn't moderate her if other members were present. And as much as I didn't like that, by the way, I didn't like that, I agreed to it. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm willing to work with her, right? And I think, to be honest with you, I've been very fair to her. In fact, I've often let her get away with more than I should have. So I don't know. I don't understand any of the criticism being directed at me.
Bro, you need to be more brief and concise. I'm not trying to talk shit.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, let's let Claire respond.
Everything that you just said is a lie. You have moderated me just for insulting you in a conversation because you got heated. Multiple times you've moderated just for insulting you, not for over-talking you, not for disrupting the conversation, literally just for calling you a word that you didn't like. So don't fucking tell me that every time you've ever moderated me has been according to the server rules. The whole thing started, this whole grievance started because you and Zaximum started hyper-moderating me and Velk in Chillism, and that started pissing me off, so I started acting more aggressive to you because Fia wouldn't do anything about it. And Fia will play witness that it was a problem and that I talked to her over a matter of several months repeatedly about it, and that she talked to you about it too, and you never corrected it, neither did Zach's. So I left Fia's server because I was so upset by how you guys were acting there. I come to the server, Godless says that I'm going to be an admin, okay? You're going to be an admin, and therefore I can protect myself and Val from being mod abused. What happens? A week later, you take my admins along with Bacon Bones and start mod abusing me regularly. Godless says, well, you can have mods so that you can unmute yourself if he mod abuses you. I get mods, you take those away, okay? She said, well, I'll give you a special room so you'll be safe from him, right? So you mute me, I go to my special room and unmute myself. I come back and don't talk. I'm actually silent, and you ban me from mod evasion. So every single thing that Godless has promised to me as a way to give me some counterbalance to your power, you have single-handedly made impossible and destroyed intentionally. And now you sit here and act like I'm being unreasonable or lying or being crazy, when in fact you've intentionally provoked me, broken every agreement that Godless has made to me, because you, A, want to provoke me, B, have a problem with me, and C, have a narcissistic obsession with being in charge of everything and being in control of everyone, whether or not you have a justification for it. Now that's the fact of the matter. And you can lie to these people who weren't here for all these interactions and tell them, oh, Claire was just too high and acting up, and they might believe you because sure, I do that, but you and I know the truth, and that's not what happened. And I'm not going to pretend that's what happened. If you want to mute me when you lie, go ahead. You can mute me and lie to these people, and they might be dumb enough to believe you, but that just makes you more of a piece of shit. Go ahead.
All right.
Anyway, okay, can't that just be the end of Claire's rant and now we move on?
Actually, yeah. I would. Okay. That's what I was about to say.
So, is there stuff people want? Look, we want to grant people's desires. What do you guys want? What is it you want? I want the community to be happy. What is it that you guys want? I'm likely to grant it. Not you, Claire.
Bro, stop with the crazy mod talk. Stop with the constant fucking legalism. Stop trying to emulate Tom's. And let's just have a cool, chill server like we used to have.
Can I talk to Godless, please? The reason I'm leaving, by the way, right now, is because I aired all these grievances after sitting here muted and letting Sam talk a bunch of shit about me and say that I'm unstable and that I ruin all these conversations, and he's really just a saint trying to protect the server, all of which is bullshit. You unmute me, I say my part, and then you guys refuse to respond. You're like, okay, let's let that be the end of it. We're not going to respond. We're not going to validate you by giving you a response or making a determination or making a decision, and then you wonder why I'm continuing to go forward with being angry. Because every fucking time this happens, this is the most I've ever gotten from you, and I still can't get a response to my complaint. You still want to push it on the table. You understand why that's fucking infuriating?
Yeah, but you're a hypocrite.
So, okay.
How am I a hypocrite?
So hold on, no, let's not go down that rabbit hole. Look, I think if what Claire wants on this issue is closure, I'll give her closure. The reason why I wanted to end that, quote unquote, prematurely is because I don't think that a resolution is possible there. Look, we just disagree on what occurred. We disagree on what the general characterization of your behavior is. And I believe that I have a view that's more in line with what other people on this platform believe. And I believe that you have tried to bully other staff members and bully other people into agreeing with you on various issues. And I don't think having a discussion with you is going to be productive. So look, I'm just going to tell you what the proposed solution among the staff is, and what after we had discussed it. Hold on, right? The proposed solution is the compromise we offered you initially, where I would not moderate you if other admins or mods were present. I think that's fair, and I think that should resolve your concerns. Beyond that, I have no interest in discussing it further. If that compromise, if that compromise is not I'm not done. If that compromise is not suitable, right, then you're welcome to leave the server. I mean, I don't know what else I can do.
This is my counter offer. I had 5 offers like this or so in the past from Fia and Godless, and you have never honored any of them. You've broken every single one. I don't believe you. I consider you a liar, so I'm not going to accept that. This is what we're going to do. You are going to account ban me with the setting that deletes every post I've ever made on the server. I want it all gone. I don't want any of my content here. I will never be here again. One of you do that now.
So, I actually can do that for you, and I'll ask you to. And I'll ask. Hold on. Wait. I'll ask you to confirm before I do it. But I'll tell you one thing though. I don't write checks that I know the other party can't cash. Hold on. I have never violated an agreement I offered you. And most of these agreements you're talking about with Godless and Fia, a lot of them are things I wasn't aware of it. Hold on.
A lot of it she made up. I never said.
Look, I'm not done. So look, I'm not done, right? So look, she's muted. But let's just clarify for the room what was going on there. A lot of those were agreements that I never signed. I never saw before they were signed. I didn't know about until later. And all of them, actually, I chose to honor. When she got her own room, and she was told that she could have mods in her room, I honored that agreement. When she was told, we were told to treat her a little nicer because she had some existing precondition, I honored that agreement. In fact, every agreement I was informed of after the fact, despite not being a signing party and despite not being aware of till the end, I honored. Right? I try to make it a habit. I'm not saying I've never done the opposite, but I don't write checks that I know the other party can't cash. And I told Claire that I would follow through with that agreement that I offered her. So look, if it's an issue of will I follow through, I will reassure you I will follow through. Plain and simple. If you still want to leave and you still want whatever you were asking for, that's fine. We can have that arranged.
Fucking talking.
I think we're being a little redundant now.
Yeah, I'm done.
Fucking delete me. I'm gone. I don't want to ever.
Bro, you're driving her into Tom's arms, bro. Why did you do this, Sam?
I have a counter offer. I have another offer. I think I can put on the table, and I don't think there would be any.
Hey, I just want to air out my grievances really quick. I am so happy to see Claire being so-called mod abused and shit. Just like 2 weeks ago,
I'm not upset about being mod abused. I'm mad at Godless for lying.
Is it really her turn
I'm
to
used
talk
to being mod abused. Mod abuse doesn't matter. It's the fact that Godless, who is supposed to be my friend, lied to me repeatedly to try and keep me coming to the server, get her content, and then let Sammy fucking break her promises. And I'm upset about
that. Godless is not a good friend. Trust me, I know this better than anyone.
So anyway, get friend. So delete me. I want off your shitty fucking server. I don't want to be any of your friends. You want to talk to me?
This is just a cry for attention.
Delete my content.
You're crying for attention.
So you can leave the server on your own accord.
Just my content.
But anyway, look, we are moving on from this issue. This portion of the meeting has been adjourned, and we're going to allow other people to voice their concerns now. I think Claire has been given sufficient time and consideration. Does anyone else have concerns?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think it's reasonable that he won't let me fucking have my own content removed from the server while I leave?
You can leave the server.
I can't delete all my content. Only someone can do that with a ban. So please do it.
Okay, you know what?
Banner, she's asking.
So hold on.
Hurry.
Hold on.
Ban me with my content. Thank you.
Hurry. Do it, Sam.
All right. I'm going to ban you.
Thank you.
In 5 seconds.
Let me air some
troll them and
do it. Stop.
I want Godless to apologize to Claire.
Okay, go ahead, Godless.
Wait, I wasn't even paying close attention. What just happened? Why would we ban her? Why wouldn't she leave?
Well, no, I understand what she's saying. Actually, it's a fair. What she says is she has a lot of images on here, a lot of things that she wants disassociated from this community, and if she wants to leave, right, she wants to leave in a way that all that content is removed. And I actually agree with her on that. That's fair. It's not fair that those images should be kept. But I think.
Oh, I understand. That's fine. But she can come right back if she wants, right?
I'm not coming back.
Yeah. Look, the idea is just to ban her, and then to remove the ban, just in a way to make sure her content is deleted.
Hey man,
as well.
just hurry up and get her out of here already.
After my content is deleted, just delete my content.
Okay, so I will do that in 5 seconds.
Yeah,
right? If you want to, hold on. If you want to stop, just announce it. 5. 4.
Wait, we don't want to leave, Claire.
Don't do this to my girl, man. My girl's tripping out.
Come on, Claire, don't do it. Godless, don't let this happen.
See, she's tripping out. She's having a bad.
Anyway, she's gone.
Don't do it.
She's gone, and her content is gone too. And I'm going to remove the ban now, so she can come back at any time.
Okay, can I say something now?
Go ahead.
that's what Claire wanted. She can come right back if she wants. She just wanted her content deleted. So, can Shamos stay a mod if he is, and as soon as he abuses him, we'll take him away? Because if he was able to be a mod all this time, I think he can be a mod.
Can I interject really quick because it didn't work because her images are still here. I just searched them.
Hold on, that's weird. It should delete it by default. Maybe she has really old image, but yeah. I'll make sure. Hold on, I'll make sure that's disposed of. Don't worry about that. I'll handle that.
Why?
But
Sam, can you please check your messages?
I'll check them when I'm done dealing with the things.
When you muted me the other night, Godless,
I guess I'm more asking my mods and admins. We can keep him on like a probationary period. Do you want that, Shamos?
What do you mean? I've been on the whole time.
Yeah, no. Look, I'll speak to this a little bit. So when Shamos and Dio first got on, one of the things that I kind of pay attention to is that despite Dio and Shamos being long-term members on Tom's platform, they were never offered like quote-unquote genuine chances to be mods. Most of the time when Tom would offer them mods, it would be under like terrible stipulations, or basically he was setting them up to fail. So look, what I proposed, and I kind of did this silently, is because they're long-standing members, they have a reasonable degree of seniority, both Dio and Shamos have mods. And so far, neither Dio nor Shamos have used them in bad ways. Right? And I think they should be basically, I don't want to do a probationary period. I don't want to do a second-class citizen kind of treatment. They have mods in the same sense that all the other mods have mods, unless and until they abuse them or use them in ways that are not in line with our policies. And I'm comfortable with that. I hope the other members on the
Godless,
staff.
you muted me last night, and I could have unmuted myself, but instead I just stayed muted, and I was typing in chat to be unmuted.
That's impressive. I didn't think you were capable of that.
Yeah, so if the other mods or the other people on the mod team have an issue with that, this would be a good time to voice that grievance, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead,
Wait,
Via.
what grievance? For what?
Tell him send me a mod, Via.
I wanted to ask a question, and I asked
I actually
him,
have no problem with you being a mod, Shamos.
I had a
Can we make
question.
Shameless admin?
No, that's a little too much. I mean,
I had a question I asked in mod chat that no one's answered yet. Can I mute other mods if they're breaking the rules?
that's a good question to answer. So,
bro, mod war, dude, mod war is never.
Yeah. Well, no, I want to elaborate because I'm probably one of the only unbiased people left in the community.
No, I think that's actually really bad because you shouldn't even be undoing another mod's decision.
Yeah, well, no. Like if Sam is like filibustering someone,
say there's an unjust mute. Say there's an unjust mute, right? We need to deal with that. Not by undoing the mute though, because that's just going to cause mod wars and stuff.
That's not what I'm talking
have a discussion about it.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Look, so I'll speak to his question directly. Okay, so the way the current structure is set up is there's mod, admin, lead admin, right? Now, lead admins are allowed to moderate admins. Admins can moderate lead mods can moderate mods. Now, what happens if there are disagreements on the same level, right? 2 lead admins disagree or 2 mods disagree. That's handled in the mod chat. So, to answer your question directly, do not mute other people on the same level as you are, because that's just gonna breed discontinuity in the ranks. So, what do you do when someone on the same level is in violation, right? Very simple. You go to the mod chat, you do @here as the tag so everyone can see it, and you describe what's going on. Hopefully, a lead admin or a lead mod or a person on the level above you will come in to mediate between you two.
Right. What if it's a person above you?
Likewise. I mean, it can go all the way up to Godless or me or Josh having to intervene, right? If it's like very serious. Now, obviously, that's the general guideline. Let's say now, look. Let's be like reasonable about this. Like, if I'm on my account and I have like fucking Green Day playing in the background, and I'm spamming, you're allowed to mute me for that. Don't be like don't like be legalistic about it. There are cases where you're going to be allowed to do it, but as a general guideline, try to avoid arguing and fighting with people on the same mod level as you are. Okay, does that answer your question?
I guess. because I was going to give you a situation and you tell me if it was justified or not, but it kind of answers the.
Okay, thank you.
I have a proposal.
Go ahead.
I just want you guys to talk about postmodernism at least once a week.
It'll be taken into consideration, John.
Don't worry. Dio brings it up every day. Don't worry.
Yes, of course.
Thank you for bringing that up, John.
Yeah, that one's already stated.
Let's just take a moment to appreciate. I mean, I think we're actually accomplishing things that are nice and everything, but let's just take a moment to appreciate how comedic this is. Imagine an outsider coming in that has like never heard us before, listening to like this server meeting. Like, what the fuck is the matter with these people? They take their internet lives way too seriously. It's just hilarious.
That is pretty crazy.
I missed the server meeting. Are you guys taking new mods?
We were actually thinking about banning.
Ouch.
Can we ban Rainy just for a couple days, dude? I just tired of hearing her voice, man.
Why? What did I do?
I just said because I'm tired of hearing your voice for a couple days, man. I just want to break.
But you said my voice is attractive a minute ago. I don't understand. Why are you contradicting yourself?
He's too attracted to you. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's a little too attractive, I think.
No, but seriously, were you guys discussing banning me? I didn't do anything. I'm what's keeping everyone together.
Thank you,
There's something that's rather obvious. There's something that's rather obvious to me about the dynamic of the room or any Discord server for that matter. And it's a really negative dynamic, and it's something like people like no matter how much work you do and trying to make sure everyone is behaving themselves, clearly people get bored and immediately start seeking out that blood sports like confrontation. Like, that's addicting. This is a very addictive behavior. And I think that it really just shits in the eyes or in the face of all of your efforts when you're sitting around trying to figure out how to like clean this server up and shit. It's just not going to happen.
So one thing I want to speak to, capitalism voiced a concern. He said, well, not all of Claire's content is deleted. Okay. Discord limits the automatic deletion to 7 days. To completely purge Claire's content, I'm going to have to do that programmatically, and I'm working on that. So the past 7 days of her content are deleted, and I'm going to set up settings such that all of her messages will be deleted. So if Claire voices a concern about that, just tell her that Sam's working on it, and he's committed to making sure that that request is honored. All right? So just wanted to keep you in the loop on that one.
Thank you very much.
I love you guys.
I love pie.
We love you too, Jackie.
Hope you're doing okay, Jackie.
I'm trying. I'm having to work right now, but it's really hard.
Oh, since we're at a meeting right now, I just want everybody to know that I'm currently trying to set up roles for everybody, and that the roles will be available by the end of tonight. If Sam would read his messages, thank you.
What role are you making for me?
I'm making general roles, and then if anybody wants me to add a role to the list of roles that everybody can choose, I will do so after I'm done with the general roles.
Hey, I'm the only Muslim girl. Like, I fit the.
Oh my God, Rainey! I said Fia because I wanted to say something to her, not for you to talk.
I was talking.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
talking.
No, you weren't. Fia was talking.
Shut your fucking
Look,
mouth.
I just
All
have
right,
one quick.
guys.
Yeah, just count that. Look, they can go, and then we'll give you designated time, Rainey. I promise.
Thank you, Fia. Just really quick. Only Jackie gets to roll ice cream Jackie or whatever it's called.
Yes. I'm pretty sure she is the only one with the role.
No, Jack had it, and so does Josh. I took it away from Jack, but Josh is like different, so I'll let somebody else.
I took it away from Josh.
As a 50-year-old man, Baconberg, you need to stop whining like a little girl.
44.
Whatever. Same thing.
You're a girl.
Oh my God.
Boomer.
So yeah, I just want to let everybody know they should be available to choose in the roles channel by the end of tonight.
Hold on. Let me make
thank you.
I was the one who messaged Bacon about the role earlier today. So he wasn't whining or anything.
I have more grievances.
Thank you, John.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, so really the only real thing is power. And it seems to me like
this is the internet. It's so real.
It seems to me that the driving force behind the server itself is something like power, the exercise of power. So I think it's pretty like we see how corrupting this can get, or how this corrupts people, right? Whenever you give them mods, like this happens over and over and over, where we see the behavior